What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about everything that you need to know about gathering the resources necessary to make the new Kaizaar weapon series. So let's get right into it. Before you can craft the Kaizaar weapon series, you need access to Reso's exchange shop, which is going to require you to do a couple quests. The first one is to defeat 2 crocodillas. The easiest way to get this done is to actually just go to the quest counter, go to the 3rd chapter and to the final story mission. This is always going to spawn a crocodilus after you clear a few enemies. It won't take you more than a couple minutes to get to that crocodilus, and then you can retry the quest to get that second one cleared. Shouldn't take you any more than 10 minutes to get that first quest done. Reso's second quest is going to require you to defeat equalizing enemies, 3 of them. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. You can find equalizing enemies in both of the rank 2 combat sectors. Equalizing enemies look like this big guy right here. They're going to be glowing red, and they're going to have this spiral thing sticking out of them somewhere on their body. I highly suggest grabbing Reso's quests as soon as possible so that as you are training and leveling up, you can be completing these equalizing enemies. This could take up to 6, if not more hours. After that quest is done, you now have access to Reso's exchange shop. There's a lot of stuff in this exchange shop, but right here is the entire Kaizaar exchange series. It's going to require 4 materials from you. The first one is a plus 50 enhanced Rokz weapon. The second one is 60 icicle cubes. The third one is 900 icicle orbs. And the last material is 150 Blizzardium. Let's first start with the Rokz weapon. You can drop these off of the Kaizaar urgent quests, and you can also drop them off of level 51 or above boss enemies. The areas that have level 51 plus boss enemies are rank 2 combat sector trial enemies. All of the veterans in the region, Rayard Gorge bosses, Gigantics, and Ancients all apply to this. On the screen right now, you are seeing a graphic of all of the Rokz drop locations for each enemy, including the 2 combat sectors. And I will have a link to every single image you see in this video down below in the description for you guys to use. So if you are looking for a specific Rokz drop, you can use this map. Another option is to always keep an eye on the personal shop marketplace to check for the specific weapon that you desire. In my case, the Rokz Curvasphere is pretty cheap, but others are very expensive, so keep an eye on that. It might be worth it to go farm it rather than buy it. Next, we're going to talk about the 60 icicle cubes you need. These are going to be farmed from Ancients that spawn in the Rayard Gorge. And you can hunt these just like veterans, so you can actually use the 10 to 13 minute respawn timer trick with veterans for farming Ancients. Now, one thing about the Rayard Gorge is that you do have to have low temperature resistance gear, or else you will be continually hit and frozen. Here's all the ways that you can get 100% low temperature resistance. First things first, you will get 10% resistance every single time a region mag is boosted all the way on your server. You can also cook quick food with Kaizaar's materials to get another 30%. You also have access to red crate armors, the Testado armor Arga, Shiza, and Belta on your account. In the bottom left corner is a graphic showing you the exact locations of these 3 armors. These come with an augment that will provide 25% low temperature resistance. Now that you have access to the Reso exchange, you have access to 3 different coupons that will require notable food, and these will provide 20%, 50%, and 100% low temperature resistance for an hour. And in the corner is a graphic of all of the notable food locations. You also have the SG treasure shop that can sometimes grant you a Decold Standard 3S capsule. This is a 25% cold resistance capsule that has a 100% chance of landing on your gear. And I know there is other ways like making Decold Standards or the Decold Might precision and technique capsules. I think this is a terrible thing to go into since it requires icicle cubes and Blizzardium that you need for your Kaizaar weapons. So you're putting yourself even further behind on your 7-star weapon craft if you decide to make these Decold standards, and they're only an 8% chance, so you have a really low chance of even landing them. Back to the video at hand, we're trying to get icicle cubes here. You're going to walk into this cave that is just past the bridge, and it's on the left side. And when you walk into this cave, you're going to see a huge egg, and this is the spawn of the Ancient. So you and your group, you're going to break down this egg and then defeat the Ancient inside. When you clear that Ancient, you will be getting 2 to 4 icicle cubes per kill, and these Ancients have a chance to drop rugged, as well as those Rokz weapons that you need for the exchange. The next resource you need is 900 Icicle Orbs. This may sound like a lot, but don't stress. There's a few ways you can actually get these. First off, Icicle Orbs can be rewarded for any trial completed in the Kaizaar region. They can also drop from many monsters in the region as well, but your most consistent way of earning Icicle Orbs is going to be through frozen golden crates. You can access the floating boards from a lot of regions in the area, and you can run down these frozen crates, and each of these will always give you an Icicle Orb, unless sometimes when you're lucky, a Blizzardium will be rewarded. So there actually is a map right here showing you all of the frozen crates in the regions of Kaizaar, so you can actually go out and make this a daily gatherable for yourself, and you can get some Icicle Orbs very easily each day. And the last resource you are going to need is 150 Blizzardium. First off, you can gather one daily, and they spawn during storms. If you teleport to the tower, abandon quest, and head up the peak to the left of you, there will always be one Blizzardium right there. The next option you have is to acquire them through the Meseta treasure shop. This is obviously RNG, but sometimes they will pop in there, so be sure to check those every single day. Your third option is going to be using the Reso exchange shop. You can exchange for 20 Blizzardium weekly. This is going to require in total 200 Monatite, Dulamite, Trionite, and Tetrasite to get these 20 Blizzardium. And I do have a video that I will post down below that will direct you right to an Aelio and Retem gathering route for these resources. There also is a data pod located in the C3 sector that will give you one Blizzardium. If you take the Mount Lotfa Ryuker in North Kaizaar and then head to the east, there will be this data pod right here, and it will give you one Blizzardium. But this is a one-time thing. And lastly, just like Icicle Orbs, frozen golden crates can also drop Blizzardium. It is a very rare occasion, but they do drop. While you're going out and breaking these boxes daily, you can sometimes get some additional Blizzardium this way. There is also a trial that will spawn these frozen boxes, and this has become a very popular farm right now for these Blizzardium. So if you're curious about how that farm operates to get even more Blizzardium on an hourly basis, go ahead and click on the video in the upper right, and I will also have a link down below to that video. So with all of those options available to you, how long will it realistically take for you to make your Kaizaar weapon? For the Icicle Cubes, this is going to require 15 to 30 Ancient Clears. This is doable in a day if you want to grind them out with a group, but it is realistically going to be done in about a week, just farming 1 or 2 a day. The Icicle Orbs is actually the easiest since you can gather them daily from frozen crates, and because of the Blizzardium farm that has been occurring recently, you will have thousands of Icicle Orbs. Don't stress about this material requirement. And lastly, the Blizzardium, you are guaranteed 27 weekly with the daily gathering and Reso exchange, which puts you just at about 5 weeks to get all 150 Blizzardium. This is going to be the gatekeeping material for this weapon craft. If you're willing to do some frozen box gathering every day, it will cut down that time considerably. Some people already have their Kaizaar weapon crafted because they took advantage of that frozen box trial that everybody is farming. My final takeaway is play the game at your own pace. It is amazing that we have a really good craftable weapon in the game, but don't feel like you have to go overkill to get it right now. This weapon and the grind to create the weapon is supposed to give you something to do on a daily basis. Play as much as you can, play as much as you want to, but don't burn yourself out trying to get some of these resources. As we continue through the Kaizaar region, resources are most likely going to become easier to attain. So let me know down in the comments below, what weapon are you making with your first Kaizaar weapon craft? I know I'm still up in the air about going with Partisan or Talus. I guess we'll figure that out when I do actually get all the materials. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel to get notified on future content releases. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video real soon.